Maelia Bee, she walking down the street. Maelia Bee, she on the TV screen. Maelia Bee, she on TV. La la la. Maelia Bee, la la la. Hi YouTube, my name is Maelia Bee. This is my channel Be Free with Maelia Bee, and today I am going over reasons why I could not stay in Liberia. Again, this video is not to bash the country or talk bad about the people in the country, but this is my experience that I lived, and I feel like it's fair for me to tell my truth. Alright, so let's get into some of the reasons. So I'm basically going off of like when I first came. So it's like a list from like when I first came up until like the ending, all the things that I experienced and saw up until my last day or last weekend. So first, all my clothes, bags, and shoes were destroyed by the heat. Okay, like I literally came with so many clothes. I came with like the intention of like keeping my clothes, being able to wear them, or like having bags and being able to wear them, having shoes, being able to wear them. But it's like the heat was so much because I came in the dry season. So I arrived March 1st, 2025, and basically it was dry season when I came. And when I got there, like the heat really did a number on a lot of my stuff. At first I was like, it's okay, I'll just buy new stuff, like I have money, like it'll be cool, like, and I wouldn't mind going to the market and the stores and stuff and seeing what other things that I can buy, fashion wise and stuff like that. So I was like, I'm gonna just, it's okay. All right, so the next one, the current cutting off at random times in the day, especially in the heat. When I first came to Liberia, we were running off a generator and stuff like that sometimes here and there. But when I first came, like that current shut off, it was excruciating. It was hot. Like I was sweating in my sleep. And then on top of that, I had to sleep with a mosquito net like over my body, so it was even more hot. And I just feel like that amount of heat for current and lights to be shutting off in that kind of heat, it was very just woo. So these are the things that were leading up. These aren't the things that had me starting to get out of there quickly. But these are some of the things that I first noticed and I was like, whoa. But I tried my best to get over it. All right, so the next one, the expensive prices for things I'm used to buying, like basically, for example, $2 brownie mix box, or like a cake mix box that you would get for $1 or $2 at the store. Any store really, you would get that for that same price. They're charging like $5. And then seafood. We live next to the beach in Liberia, especially if you live in Monrovia. We live next to the beach. We can go fishing and get free fish. And they're charging people $80 for salmon. Like I can see like, okay, where I'm at now in Atlanta, of course there's no like beaches here, or there's no like, you can't just go and say, oh, I'm gonna go fishing and get some fish. Like, so a lot of the seafood is imported here, which I understand. So I understand why fish would be that expensive here. And even the fish here is not even expensive like that. It's not as expensive as Liberia. So it's just like, people are just trying to get rich quick in Liberia. And it's just like, whoa. All right, so the next thing. I was really homesick, to be honest. Like, I was making friends, but a lot of them didn't understand me. Like, even the locals. I made friends with a couple locals, but they had no idea of the culture shock. They had no idea what I even went through, or, before I even came to Liberia, they had no idea. And then it was like the friends who were also born in the US and, they decided to move to Liberia. It was also like difficult because they were new friends. Like, of course, you have to learn your friends. And because of the way how we are wired in America, like, it was kind of like, we just kind of trying to learn each other and like get to know each other. And like, so it was kind of hard too, because like they don't know you like your friends from home know you. And, unless you have that like zodiac compatibility. Anyway, yeah. So apart from that, the homesick feeling also came from like the way that I dressed had to be different. Like I had to dress, like I had to dim down like how I dress. I'm a Leo and I like to, show a little skin. I like to wear short stuff like on a regular day. And I just feel like because of like the culture and like, the standard of living there, everybody dressed in like a respectful manner. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it was just like sometimes it's hot as shit and I just want to go outside in some booty shorts. And I can't do that because if I do, the moment I walk outside with booty shorts on, like the attention, the men would be like, "Oh, why are you doing? Yeah, I want to be a friend." So it's like you kind of have to dress like a grandma because, to be honest, I didn't like the attention. All right, so the next one. So yeah, the people that lived in my family's house. Let's get into this. All right. So the people in my family's house were driving me crazy. Okay. There were no boundaries. It was loud yelling, having to repeat yourself on things that should be a weekly thing, like on a schedule. They should already know that what they're supposed to be doing. It was just a lot of like, you have to keep on reiterating and repeating and saying, like, don't do that or like, do it this way. And it was just like, and then also it was annoying to like basically watch them have so much dependence on me and my mom, and mostly my mom because she was the one who was like funding these people. And so like, to be honest, that's going to be a whole different video on why our African parents go back to their countries and they start like giving people money who don't really even deserve the money or don't really deserve the help. It's not that they don't deserve the help, but it's just like, anyway, that's a different story. So anyway, yeah. Um, so yeah, basically watching them be really dependent on us, and it's just like I only have one kid. So in America, I was used to like budgeting for my one child. I was not used to budgeting for 11 people to eat. Like, buying groceries for like everybody to be able to eat. Like that was a bit much for me. And I just felt like also people were always coming to our house like uninvited. In America, if you don't call my phone before you get to my front door, I don't want to talk to you. Like I'm not interested. Okay, I was sleeping. I was watching my movie and you just start knocking on my door. Like, I'm not coming to the door. I will act like I'm not here. But here it's like in Liberia it was like, no, you can't do that because like once they have access to come inside your gate, like they're already in your house and they already can see you. And I just felt like that was the annoying part. Like, why are you here? Why are you at my house? Like, this is how I felt. All right, so the next one, the lack of customer service. So like a lot of the cashiers were very rude, some of them. And some of them, security were not doing their job. Even like situations like drivers not doing their job. So basically, on our way back to the airport to come back to the US, my mom hired a driver. She basically like hired a bus, like one of those church vans. You know what a church van is, but they call it a bus over there. Anyway, we got in the church van and the driver was our driver or whatever, but we had to make a stop to like my auntie's house to say bye to her. And as we're saying bye and everything like that, like, we were kind of there for like 15 minutes, but he like left the car and was on the phone, and we're calling him like, okay, we're ready to go now, and he's sitting there on the phone. And I just felt like, to me, I was like, this is so ghetto. Like, how you working for somebody? You're the driver. You're responsible for cutting on and off the car, making sure that your passengers get to where they need to go, making sure they're comfortable, and you outside on the phone. So it was just things like that that just really grinded my gears. All right, so the next one. Not much for kids to do in Liberia besides the park, the pool, the beach, and Joyland. Although I never went to Joyland, I never took my daughter to Joyland, I just felt like, what else is there to do? There, you just run out of things to do, and I feel like I was getting really bored and I was getting really annoyed because there's so much to do here in the US. Like, I was running away from the US, but I didn't realize like how much there opportunities are for kids to have fun. And there's Six Flags, there's King Dominion, there's Busch Gardens, there's just all these different stuff. In Liberia is not easy. People are not serious. It's either they don't care or they're just not serious enough. So the problems you're trying to solve, they end up, going on longer than you expect. And it's like, based on me working with people, like foreigners and everything, I just feel like to successfully run and manage a business, you would need at least $30,000. You need emergency funds because you will waste money. And it's like, when you hire people, they might not do the job correctly. So it's like I always say, you have to have oops money, and you have to have emergency funds, and then you have to have funds to be like, okay, I want to go grocery shopping, or I want to just go shopping and buy whatever I want. And I just feel like Liberia is very expensive. People try to call me broke because I couldn't survive in Liberia, but it's just like, no. It's dog eat dog world out there, and I feel like a lot of people are just trying to get rich quick there. And it's like, there's so many other ways that you can get rich quick. Look at the Asian people, for an example. Yeah. So it wasn't that the flood made me want to go home, because I know you guys saw that video about the flood. The flood was not it. It was the fact that all of my items got destroyed in the flood. I'm talking birth certificates, documentations, my electronics, my clothes got mildew, my shoes, like everything got ruined. And it was a very detrimental experience for me, like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Prepared, but I really wasn't. I wasted a lot of money fixing things and pouring into people that I went low on my finances. And that is the real rawest truth that I could give to you. It's, just certain things like helping somebody out, and it's like the money's not enough. So they always will come back for more. And that's one thing that I really just couldn't stand, to be honest. I was just tired of being in an environment where people look to me for an opportunity. I want to be somewhere else where I'm looking to other people for an opportunity. I don't want to be the person that they're like, oh, she can help us. She can put our kids in school. Or, it's like, because of where I'm coming from in the US, like, I'm trying to find my way too. I have a child too. Like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, as far as being a mother and getting the right education for my daughter, making sure my daughter got clothes and shoes and food to eat. And I just feel like Liberia is a place that really needs, it needs a lot of funding. It needs a lot of aid. I'm not saying US government aid, but I'm saying Liberian families need to start giving back to the country if they want to see the country succeed and be better than what it is. Because right now, I personally don't see how people retire at 65 years old and say, yeah, I want to go live in Liberia. Like, unless your property is already built, and you have the means, all your stuff is intact, your plumbing system is good, you have a septic tank, all that stuff, I just feel like you would be, to be honest, I would want to go into a nursing home. Like, put me in a nursing home because I don't want to go to Liberia to go and live like that at 65 plus years old. Kudos to the ones who can do it. Kudos to the ones who, don't mind. But as for me, I just feel like growing up, I saw a couple Liberian Omas who lived in a nursing home, but like they had like senior citizen living. And my auntie, like, she would have her little apartment. She would still be on the go. She would take the bus. She would be out, like, and she still had her little luxury little, senior citizen apartment. And I feel like for me, like, that's basically going to be me, like, when I get old, if, I'm not still in my house or whatever. But, yeah, that's my take on it. And, yeah. So, yeah, my next video is gonna just be like an update on my life and what is going on now, what are my next plans, and everything else that's happening. I hope to see you guys in the next video.